Welcome, everyone. This is True Lessons in Motion podcast. I'm your host, Michael. Today we are having a wonderful conversation. Now, if your income stops today, would you be fine or would you struggle? These are the questions we really need to ask ourselves in a time such as this. And that's why we're having this conversation today, because we understand that so many of us have this challenge. And as a result, we need to discuss this properly. And I'm not going to discuss this alone. I'll be joined by someone that's experienced, that have done this. This is someone that actually helped many creators to be able to monetize on YouTube and to generate income. And that person is not any other than Mr. Jonathan, aka Tech Informant. So let's welcome Mr. Jonathan to the platform. Thank you very much for coming on board, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, sir. You are actually looking very fresh and young, sir. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Please
Can you hear
just
me, sir?
permit me. Yeah,
All right,
permit
sir.
me to connect. Okay.
Welcome, everyone. Now to all our viewers all over, I want to thank you all for coming in, for coming on board to watch this live session. And this is promised to be actually going to be quite impactful. So, Mr. Jonathan, welcome once again for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, if you are joining us
Okay.
on this live session, just type I'm live. Just type live so that we can appreciate you. If you are joining us, just type live so we can quickly appreciate you. Mr. Jonathan, welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you
So,
once
quickly,
again. Yeah.
I'm so happy, I'm so excited to see you here today. Thank you. Now, sir, can you quickly run us through your journey as a creator?
Okay. I hope my audio, my visuals, everything is, it's very clear.
Yes, clear, sir. Very clear, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So
Go ahead,
now,
sir. We can hear you, sir.
okay, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm grateful. Like when someone calls me up to share like my experience as a creator, as an entrepreneur, and all that, everything. Anything that connects to what has made me to be a human being. I'm so excited to share that because at least I've been on this earth for 4 decades, and even entering the fifth one very soon. So I'm always happy to share part of my journey. So today we'll be talking about how to create multiple streams of income as a creator, as an entrepreneur, even as a career person, that is, as a professional. And, over the years, I've been, you know, I've been at one stage or the other. I've done 9 to 5 before. I've been an employee some time ago. I've transformed from an employee to entrepreneur. From entrepreneur, I've upgraded to an entrepreneur, and life goes on. So today, like, we all know the reason why we are here. Please just let me know if you are here. I would like you to give me some hi in the comment section. Thank you for those of you that are here today. So right now, at this time of life, or at this time of age, or this century, it will be a like suicidal. It will be suicidal for someone to have only one stream of income, like doing just thing that's that is keeping you on or keeping you afloat financially. I think that shouldn't be as human being. And like money answereth all things. Yes,
Of course.
money won't give you some certain things, but like most of the things of life, money will give you that. Like money is like an enhancer. You know,
Yeah.
when you have more money, or when you have a lot of it makes your life relax. So on Thursday, I was discussing with my community in my live session. And when I brought up this, topic of coming to your channel, going live on your channel today, somebody dropped a touching comment. A creator dropped a touching comment that he spent 18 million naira getting a Lexus car that is valued around 80 million naira. And
Wow.
in short, the way he said it really showed that it was coming from a place of regret. So when he said the thing also affected me, because I know a lot of creators are struggling at this time currently because of the situation happening not only on YouTube, also on other social media platforms. So, okay, please, they say you should remove the popping up
Yes, yes,
on the screen.
yes.
Okay.
On the screen. All right. Sorry. So let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So
Okay.
so
I think
now,
we are we good now?
no, it's still showing. It's still showing. Okay. Okay, we are good.
It's still
So
showing.
now, no, it's okay. It's okay now. It's
All right.
okay.
I think we're
It is
trying to do
okay.
that. I think it's network. Okay. I think it's
So
off now.
now,
We are good
now,
now. Go ahead.
someone
All right.
spent someone spent 18 million naira. I know 18 million naira to some will be a chicken change, will not be something too big.
Yeah.
As that, as big as this is a chicken change to some. But I know many, like an average Nigerian, an average African, 18 million is a lot of money. I think 18 million is like
Yes.
18 million should be like about 12,000, if I'm not mistaken, maybe around 12 to 15,000 dollars, or even more than
Yeah.
that, even more than that. So now imagine someone spending that much, getting a car. So what many don't understand about when it comes to finance, and before we continue, let me just drop this disclaimer. I'm
Yes.
not a financial consultant. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have any certification or a qualification regarding finances. I'm just here sharing my own personal
Yeah.
financial experience, my financial journey so far, and
Experience.
what has helped me to, what helped me to be afloat at this time, even when things get crashing, at least we are somewhere at a particular level.
Yeah.
So let me just put that disclaimer. So whatever thing
Yeah.
I'm sharing here is just like a conversation, sharing my own point
All
of
right.
view, but not a financial advice. So now, coming to that, the person that bought the car,
Jeep. Electric Jeep.
definitely
Yeah.
he has spent so much. Maybe the first any set of revenue he has gained, he used that
Yeah.
as an opportunity to acquire what he has been longing to get. Like he has
Yes.
gifted himself. Many don't know that, saying that multiple streams of income is a fancy word. Everybody uses it, like
Yes.
um getting multiple streams of income. But what many don't understand is that even if you get multiple streams of income, if you have multiple streams of expenses, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So people don't talk
That's true.
of multiple streams of expenses. They talk about
Okay.
majorly multiple streams of income. So although today we're not talking about the multiple streams of expenses, which can, I think, maybe much later in our session, I will
Yeah. Yeah.
share. more light on that. So I started, like me, I'm a family man. I'm happily married. I have two kids, and I'm a
That's good.
techpreneur. I can't start telling you that I'm this, I'm that, but in
Yeah.
general, I do technology,
Okay, that's
to build my wealth. So now I started as, like I said, I started as a 9 to 5.
all right.
That was like many, many years ago. So, but what kept me out of that was that back then, I don't know, like if you're familiar with Lagos,
Of course.
I was living in the mainland and I was
All right.
working in the island. That was
And
like, this is like almost 2 decades ago.
mm,
So, but it get to a point, I don't know the company that I was working for. That was in Broad Street, just some
Broad
food
Street.
meters from the central bank. So I was
Yeah.
working in the financial, in the main
Financial sector.
areas where they find financial headquarters back then
Yeah.
before the headquarters Abuja. So now I worked there. They paid me months, 1 month, odd month. Then suddenly, due to mismanagement of the
Organization.
company,
Mm,
I owned like about 2 months or so. During then, I was trying to make ends meet. It's just like the salary was basically for sustaining transport, the basic logistics. That was, I mean, so the wow. Okay, I'm back.
all right, sir. Go ahead. We can hear
Okay,
you, sir.
so okay, so now when it gets to that point where I started having issues getting my salary, it was very
Mm,
obvious that I need to look elsewhere. I can't depend on this. And this even led that I have to start squatting with someone, on the island, so that at the weekends, just to cut costs, even when the money wasn't coming in. So, it's just like I've experienced the worst side of 9 to 5.
mm,
Imagine your company own you for like almost 3 months, and they were
mm.
kind of encouraging. And back then, nothing like tipping.
Yeah.
And I was so passionate about my job back then.
Mm.
I was a desktop publisher. I don't know.
Okay.
That word is not trending again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
AI and all this are taking
Of
over
course. I
all
was
that.
taking
So
over. Yeah.
I was a desktop publisher. So it's like what we call them today is graphic designing, or what they front end designers or something like that.
Okay.
Desktop publishing back then.
Yeah.
So it's a job that I passionately love. So today you might be in a maybe in a career that you are so passionate. Maybe you love doing that kind of content.
Yeah.
That kind of career, you are so passionate
Yeah.
about it. But there could be a big problem, when the finance is not coming there, when the passion is there,
Mm.
and the money you are making, or the what you are generating, is
Yeah.
not balancing with the passion you have. So
The
this
effort.
happened
Yeah.
to me many decades
Years
ago.
ago.
So along the line, I have to quit the job and then started another strategy. So because I'm into the tech aspect, the desktop publishing,
Mm.
I couldn't afford to buy a computer to maybe set up a publishing center, or like even a business center as it were back then.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
need to work with someone. So that is
Okay.
where I now enter the intrapreneur, not the E, but the I.
The
Enter
I.
that
The intra. Yeah.
the I.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have someone set up a space, and now
Yeah.
I then manage it.
Yeah. Okay.
So from there, I now transform to now owning my own. So along the line, I've met people, connected with different set of people that I learned from. And one good thing about life is that when you have the right people within your network, they will, especially people you are looking up to, or people that have the same objective, or
Yeah.
even higher than you see that you will be seeing progress each year of your life. So these multiple streams, it didn't occur to me much earlier in my life. I was just
Mm.
focused on one thing. So
Okay.
when when you are single, when you okay, when you want to, I mean, back then I wanted to enter the higher institution. There was some challenges and all that. So I now started realizing that people around me, successful people around me, I discovered that they are not even doing only one thing.
Hmm.
They have many things they are doing. Maybe one is the core, and other
Okay.
ones are just trickling
Hmm.
little source of income.
Income. Hmm.
So now fast forward today. Today I'm a techpreneur. I have
Okay.
a design agency that build websites for individuals and organizations. I also have a B2B
Hmm.
platform or a B2B app that solves problem for businesses
Hmm.
like
That's good.
logistics and inventory, advanced inventory system.
System.
I
Okay.
have this thing. Then we know content creating on YouTube
Still one
and
side.
other things, and consulting. So these are just like the basics. There are some other extra things, extra ones. So now, if you are you're a business person, you need to check, like the first thing you need to look at. You shouldn't see your job, or if you're a content creator, you shouldn't see what you are doing now as the only thing you need to depend on.
Hmm.
You need to look outside the box.
Hmm.
The internet has made everything very simple today. Like
Hmm.
with AI, you can write an ebook, you can you can do a training, you can do with even with simple video editing this thing, you can do a video class, post it online and start selling it. Digital marketing like Facebook ads, Google ads has made all these things very easy to market.
Okay.
One, and then the platforms like software, like back in the day, when it comes to editing software, you pay through the nose for you to be able to
Yeah.
get editing
Yeah.
software. But now you have even affordable software, some are even free.
Yeah.
So now, how do you start? I know the question will be, how do you start? Okay, let's say,
All right, sir. Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
yeah, I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me, sir? Okay, just hold on, sir. Please, I want to bring your mind back. Now, for
Okay,
people that are creators, which is one of the constituents I also belong to, then for intrapreneurs, that intrapreneur simply means people working in an organization that have a business mindset.
exactly.
Then for business owners that want, okay, let's take now entrepreneurs and creators that want to start other source of income. Maybe as a creator, you are new in the system and you've not started generating or you're not monetizing it. And for an entrepreneur, you work in an organization but want to see how to generate or start another multiple source of income. In your own way, how were you able to start, raise finance to start? But that is the challenge. How were you able? People will say, how where will I get capital from? So what was your story?
Okay. Interestingly, um, I knew that this would be a big problem. And
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I believe in investing. So you might ask, okay, how can I invest when I don't have anything at hand? Okay,
Yes.
let me say I'm earning 200,000 every month.
Yeah.
And how do I start? And I am planning to make something, start with maybe what I want to start is like 5 million naira. So how can
Yes.
I save from my 200,000 this thing?
Yeah.
But to tell you the real fact, coming to the level where I'm at today,
Mm.
it wasn't, I didn't take a loan to build my business or do whatever thing. I knew I mean, not having that capital was a disadvantage, or a disadvantage to me. So
Mm.
when you know that you are disadvantaged, you need to re-strategize. Life is not fair to everyone.
Yes.
Some people, okay, for example, I can't compete with the son of Dangote. I
Of
can't
course.
compete because if he have any idea that he
Yeah.
wants, quickly the finance is there.
Yeah.
They will just, all he just need just the idea and the thing will start rolling. But me, I can't think to that extent, because before I even have the thought of an idea, I need to think of the capital. How do I source? I will be thinking of how to source the fund
Yeah.
before even executing. But so now I knew that I fall into that category. So most of the things that I've achieved this far was based on long-term
Okay.
strategy, long-term plan.
All
Okay,
right.
let me give you an example.
Practical
Now,
examples.
I remember when I was thinking of coming online.
Okay.
I mean, what they call it. I mean, starting being, being physically present on the internet, especially YouTube.
Mm.
I've had that like 2 years prior to me starting my YouTube channel.
Mm.
So the first camera I bought, that was a Canon, I think Canon 60D or so back then. It was a very expensive camera. This was like about 10 years ago. It was a
Mm.
very expensive camera back then. But I knew that I can't afford, I think it was around 150 or 200,000 back then. It was like, this is like 2015, 2013, 2015. So it was big money back then.
Yeah.
So I know I couldn't afford that amount. But
Yeah.
like a year or 2 years before then, I've already been saving.
Mm.
I was doing back then. It wasn't saving per se. It was an insurance. I
Insurance. All
think is
right.
it insurance scheme or insurance policy, something like that. That's a short term insurance, because I knew that for me to build what the capital, the money I need to start this particular, I mean, creating content on the internet, I need
Yeah.
huge capital. So I need to
Yeah.
sacrifice for like 2 years.
Okay.
So it took me almost 2 years to get the money that I was able to acquire my first camera. And
Mm.
then, with the help of a friend back then, who is also a professional um, videographer, he took me to the market. I bought a camera and two lenses back then.
Okay.
So my strategy was that I was saving to invest.
Okay.
So now it is like how I wish that how people make money now on the internet, especially on social media. If it were as of back then, I don't think to raise that amount, even though if it is like $5,000 back then, I
Yeah.
don't think it would be that difficult for me.
Okay.
Because right now there's some things you can make, kind of content you can make on the internet today that can just
Mm.
fetch you thousands of dollars in a matter of months.
Mm.
So I have all those ideas, but we can't. You just imagine like 10 years ago, um, even PayPal is not working. Most of things are very difficult when it comes to online something. Nobody know much about online. So I was able to save. I was able to save to get to that level. So now I know today many of us, especially the Gen Zs, they might not be maybe okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so many today, they might, especially the Gen Z, they might not be patient enough.
Yes.
They might not be patient enough to raise, maybe to say, okay, let me save a capital. Save for capital. But
Capital.
what
Yeah.
I will tell you is that today it's not like as it is like 10
Then.
years or 15 years ago.
Mm.
Today you can invest in knowledge.
Mm.
You can invest in knowledge. So now, when if you can't raise capital, if you can't start something, maybe you plan to start something, and you don't have the money now. The
Yeah.
advantage you have with leveraging with the son of Dangote. I'm just using him as an example, but I know
Example. Yeah.
there's no match like him. He
Yes.
can think, and the money is already there. All you need to do is just
Yes.
think, and they will execute.
Yes.
So for you to get to that level, you need to invest in knowledge.
Mm.
Invest in knowledge that will profit you much later. Because
Mm.
if you can dish out, we're in the information age, although we are
Mm.
already facing out of information age. But if you can share good information, you will earn more.
Mm. Thank
If
you
you can
very
share
much.
good information, you can earn more.
Thank you very much, sir. That is awesome, sir. One thing I always tell people is this: that there are no special men anywhere. We only have men with special knowledge that apply that which they know, and as a result, they
Exactly.
get outstanding results. So I think for what you have portrayed here is simply invest in knowledge. But many times people will ask me, I have 5 million, I have 2 million, I have 3 million. What business do I start? And what I always tell them is this: first, go and invest into that thing you want to do. Go and invest in knowledge. Get the knowledge about it. Most times it's cheaper for you. You know, I look at young people, especially our set, you know, they want to probably start business with 2 million or 5 million, and they want to just go and start once without having the knowledge. And as a result, they lose the capital. I will say, look, it's better for you to pay 10% of that money to get knowledge that will save you over a period of time. Thank you very much, sir. Now, if you are watching us, this is Tech Informant, one of the big creators online. So please welcome on board to all of you joining us. Now, quickly, sir, let's take this next question, sir. Now, for example, now, for intrapreneurs, because you said something that there are some content you can put online that can generate a couple of thousands of dollars. Now, for an intrapreneur that does not actually have, let me say, you know, we have established he has to invest in knowledge to probably get to understand the system, how to put a post on how to get his content out. But what kind of content do you think they can actually post online that can actually, that you are setting, that you can generate income from what you have said?
Okay, now, I think this is applicable to not only intrapreneur, it's also
Yes,
applicable to someone that is already maybe, let's say, an employee,
yes, sir.
or even the entrepreneur too. So
Yes, sir.
now, one surest way to earn on the internet, I'm going beyond YouTube. Most of you here
Yes.
know me from YouTube, but I'm going beyond YouTube. Is when you gain that visibility, you need visibility.
Hmm.
That is very, very important. Okay, what is the difference between a multi a multi-million or even a multi-billion dollar company of like
Hmm.
20 years ago and a
Yeah.
small company of today? The difference is that the multi-billion or multi-million dollar company, they have the money to buy the
Hmm.
individual that even
Yeah.
a small company can
That's true.
years ago.
That's true, sir.
But today, you can do much for much.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you one example. I've been
Hmm.
into tech for over 2 decades now. And I remember back then during the Ray Power, yeah, I
Hmm.
think yes, Ray that communication or something like I've forgotten the TV station.
AIT.
Thank you,
AIT.
AIT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
there was one popular tech episode they normally do back then. So, but I discovered that that episode was very, it was somehow shallow, in my own
Okay.
opinion. That I think that there's some other things that channel, I mean, that particular program
Yeah,
should
okay.
be adding to their, I mean, part of their program.
All right.
So I felt like reaching out to them, and at the same time, I'm not a known person and all that.
Yeah, then.
So, and for me to also even make myself public back then, it's almost impossible because I can't pay for airtime and all that.
Hmm.
So, but today, the visibility I have on the internet is much, much
Yeah.
higher than the visibility of the whole
That time. Yeah.
organization. As I hope you
That
get
time.
the
Yeah.
point.
Very well, sir. Very well, sir. Yeah.
So back then, I can't compete with them. I don't have the resources. I don't have. So social media is a very powerful tool for
Yeah. It is.
anybody. For any, you might say, how can I do this? How can I do that? But I'm telling you, from my own experience, I mean, that visibility is very key.
Hmm.
Just imagine, like out of the billions of people on this earth,
Hmm.
let's say just like 100 people
Yeah.
outside your immediate network knows you for a particular thing, and you are doing that thing very well.
Yeah.
You're automatically a millionaire, or even
Yes.
a Nigerian billionaire. 100
Yes.
people outside your immediate network
Network.
knows
Yeah.
you for something, and they patronize you from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
You are
That's true.
made.
That's true.
So the first thing is visibility, and
Hmm.
the social media has given you that. So as an entrepreneur or any category you fall into, the first thing is to provide value to social
Value.
media. that value is very key. It's not all about it's not about making skits,
Yeah.
dancing, doing all that. Yes, in some niches you can do all that. Like maybe if it is some of our ladies that are into making hair or
Yeah.
entertainment,
Yeah.
yes, you can dance to sell your wares and do all
Yeah.
that.
Very
But
well.
when it
Yeah.
comes to the professional angle, from the professional space, give value.
Hmm.
There are some, let me say, let me just call them some professionals, some
Hmm.
career people that I'm following currently. They have very few followers right now, but
Hmm.
my mind has I mean I have this in my mind that in the next 2 years
Hmm.
these people will be thought leaders
Hmm.
in their industry. Some of them don't even have up to 2,000 subscribers.
Hmm.
Some of them they have less than 2,000 followers on other platforms. But you can imagine that each time any of these platforms recommends their video, I normally spend like 5 to 10 minutes listening to what they are saying.
Hmm.
These people, they don't have, so you see how this visibility is compounding. I know they
Yeah.
say one of the mysteries of the world is the mystery of compound interest.
Company. Yeah.
How so when things are compounding, by the time, within a matter of time, when you start seeing the result, it
So, yeah.
feels like miracle.
That's true.
So so as a career person, entrepreneur, which category, visibility is very important. So it is best you start making videos, not
Hmm.
pictures.
Hmm.
Gone are the days when although dropping articles or text is also good, but now people want to relate with you. They want to know your personality. It's just
Yeah.
like now we've been on this live for like about 30 minutes.
Yes.
At least
Yeah.
anybody watching would have known the kind of person I am. You can
Of
easily
course.
can predict the kind of person I am. So that visibility that the social media has given, that is one of the key things that can take you to the next level. To some, it's a gradual process. To
Hmm.
some, it is just rapid.
Hmm.
So
That is good,
that's
sir.
what I have to say.
That's good. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Now, the question I want to ask is this: please, in case you are watching us on YouTube, on Facebook, TikTok, or other platforms, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. Please, we'll give room for you to ask your questions shortly. Now, sir, Mr. Jonathan, my next question is this, sir. Now, for people that have this 9 to 5, and because for now that is their major source of income, based on what you have shared now they are already thinking, I think I like what this man said. He talked about number one, first, be visible. Before you can be visible, you must first have value. You must have value to give before you can have say, okay, let me go online to become visible for people to see me. Now the next question is, now they are overwhelmed, they are afraid. How do I start? If I now go and start this thing and invest money here after I've saved, because you have established that you have to save over a period of time, over 2 years, that also. Now, if I have to go and put my money here, and the little money I've been able to save up and invest into this thing, I did not work out, and they are overwhelmed by that fear, what is your advice to them?
When it comes to online, investing in your online and entrepreneurship, or whatever thing you might call it,
Yes.
like investing in your online presence, I don't think spending a lot is important. You don't need to
Okay.
spend a lot. Okay, let me give you one instance.
All right.
There's a lady that I had a conversation in one of my consulting session. So this lady, she's based in Europe, but I can't remember the country now. So she
All
wanted
right.
to start making content on YouTube. That this like was, I think this should be like last year. So she showed me everything she has bought. She bought the DJI camera, this
Yeah.
what the creators combo, that this one that stand like stick that move around.
Stick. Okay. Okay.
Great, I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and DJI three something three. So she bought it. She bought one other stuff like that, and told me that she has been planning to start, I mean, on YouTube or on social media. So she have to get everything set before she starts. Although I encourage her and challenge her that getting the equipment is
Yes.
not the number one thing.
Of course.
It's not the number one thing. Number one thing is for you to start.
Yeah.
Even I have a relative that wants to start making content on the internet, and she's working by saving towards it. But I told
Mm.
her that you can start now, because
Yeah.
in your mind you create that illusion that when the equipment is ready, then you
Yes.
can start. But you'll be disappointed that the excuse you are giving with your equipment will
Yeah.
eventually turn out the excuse will transform to another thing again.
Of
You
course.
understand? So till today, I think the last time I checked the creator's channel, she hasn't done much. She hasn't done anything. For the fact that she spent over $1,000 buying that piece of gear.
Equipment. Mm.
So now, if you are starting, it is very simple. I
Yeah.
know nobody you can't tell me that you don't have a good phone,
Yeah.
whether Techno, whether Redmi,
Mm.
Infinix and all that. I know there are some of these phones that have quality camera. So what to do is start with the getting
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first thing to do is to start what you have,
Okay.
and investing in your online presence. I
Yeah.
think the most important thing is even the audio.
The audio. Okay.
Excuse me. The audio is even more important. And how much this wireless microphone? I don't think it's not up to 20,000. The wireless microphone is not up to 20,000. So if you can, I don't think anybody here will think of saving 20,000 for him. For him, he or she to start making content.
Yeah.
20,000 is something that someone can dash you.
Yeah.
20,000 is something that you can do a particular task and you receive that 20,000 and you just use it to buy a microphone.
Mm.
So coming to the other aspect like the visuals,
Yeah.
I think any phone that is above like 100 or 150,000,
Yeah.
either used, especially used ones,
Yeah.
is okay.
Mm.
If you have like an iPhone X
Yeah.
or iPhone, yes, XX and all that. I know that most of these phones are less than 200,000. So with this, you can start. So in my own opinion, to raise 200,000, I think if you are doing something currently, like a 9 to 5, I think you can save like about 200,000 to get a better phone. Like for example, if you don't have a good phone currently, you can
Yeah.
you can save you can like it can take you like 2 3 months to save up to 200,000. And I know some people they can even get more than that. So talking about creating, you don't need to save much as it were back in our own time.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I think the point I'm trying to actually make clear, sir, is the
Okay.
fear. The fear. Although you have said that you have to start small and grow as you start. I think it's simply put, what you are trying to say is that you don't know how far you can go, not until you start. Most
Yes.
of the time, what you need is just to start. This thing is very critical.
Right.
In fact, I started watching, let me quickly tell you myself. I started watching about 7 years ago when you're talking about Google AdSense. Then, I don't know, 6 or 5 years ago, I can't remember that thing.
Seriously.
Yes. Yeah. But I just said, look at this man. I like this. I'm not even I just love watching content on YouTube. I've never even joined that. I just joined about 7 8 months ago. But I just love the way you explain these things. And look at where we are today now, 6 years down the line. So I want to say thank you. So for all of you watching, all our audience, please, if you are getting value in today's content, please just type on the comment section, just type value. Let's be sure you are getting value from this content. Just type value. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Jonathan, we'll begin to round up so we can allow room for questions from our audience. Now, I want to ask
Okay.
you this question, sir. Now, for our creators, I know that's your constituency majorly, that are watching this platform now. Because one of the things I believed, anyway, when I came into this industry, is that if you get into it, sometimes I tell people, my team member did that passion is good, but most time passion does not pay early. But if you want to start paying, it can pay very long. Now, for creators that have been able to start generating income from content, how can they invest their income? Like the story you shared about the young man, which is
Mm,
quite touching. And I really appreciate that man's humility. So,
exactly.
how can they invest? You have been in this game for a while. So that our people like us that are coming up, that are trying to also be bigger than you by God's grace, and other creators watching that can also learn from. How did you invest? Tell us two, three. Now, let's learn these things, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you know, like I will always say, it is much easier now
Yeah.
to, I mean, the things we have, the tools or the things we have access to currently has made life much easier. Whatever
Mm.
you want to do is much easier. Okay, now I know. Okay, let me give you, the story I shared much earlier about the 18 million guy.
Yeah.
That's one.
Must do. Yep.
Then I can share you a wonderful story of another creator that
Go ahead, sir.
even that earned more than, I mean, during this AI boom, like let me say, like from early last year,
All right.
this I mean, this guy was making thousands of dollars every month, and he
Mm.
has like about two or three channels that were doing very well.
Wonderful.
So you can imagine, let me say, maybe he might be making like about $70,000 every
Mm.
month. And this same young man is I mean, it's a 9 to 5 someone.
Wonderful.
He was working while he was making this money.
Content. Yeah.
I mean, while he was making content to
Yeah.
tell you how stressful it is.
It was. Yeah.
So, but there's one big thing. I mean, this guy, I'm still like, I can't believe. Although, will I say it's a millennial? It's not a Gen Z. It's a millennial.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know how where he got this his idea.
So, yeah.
As if he knows that this money that he is making on
Mm.
YouTube, that like as if you know that the thing has an expiring date.
Can't.
This guy was investing in all this I've forgotten what they normally call it, this
Yes. Mutual fund.
um a mutual fund. I think that should
Yeah.
be mutual fund
Mutual
through
fund. Yeah.
apps.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy was investing, sorry, I don't know if I can call maybe one or two brands,
Go ahead. Go
if
ahead.
that's
Go ahead.
allowed.
Go ahead, sir.
So he was investing in a right vest. I
Okay.
know that one they invest into. I think as of that time, around that, I think they are the only. And I'm not sure based on my exposure. I think right vest is one of the apps or company
Yeah.
that allow dollar investment.
Mm.
So he was investing. Then he did other ones, have the carry wise and other
Yeah.
platforms that are doing the Naira one. So this guy was prudent,
Mm.
very, very prudent. So along the line, sometime around late last year, when this YouTube stuff started happening, he was
Yeah.
also affected. But you won't believe that this guy didn't buy a big car.
Hmm.
Although he moved to a better apartment, well
Yeah.
furnished, was doing something, but most of the revenue he earned, he just pushed it because he was into 9 to 5. So,
Hmm.
and just like you said, before you
Yeah.
enter any business, you need to acquire knowledge.
Yeah.
So possibly he wasn't ready to venture into any business. So he was
Yeah.
just putting the money to be cooling off somewhere,
Yeah.
and he just stuck them there.
Hmm.
And to tell you the real fact, his 9 to 5 isn't paying that much.
Hmm.
The interest this guy is making from this money has invested in these multiple mutual funds
Mutual fund investment. Yeah.
is funding his lifestyle.
Wonderful.
The thing is funding his lifestyle. I can't tell you how much he has invested both in naira and in dollars, but that lifestyle that he upgraded to,
Yeah.
he's still maintaining it till today, and he's
Hmm.
still doing his 9 to 5.
Hmm. Wonderful.
But the major source of this thing, as I mean, the thing have sloped down,
Yeah.
but
So,
it's still maintaining that lifestyle. So now
hmm.
compare it with someone.
Mm.
The other guy that bought 18
Yeah.
million stuff,
Yeah.
just imagine he invested it in mutual fund. I'm
Mm.
very sure that he'll be making something around 200 to 300,000 naira every month.
But yeah.
Every month, if he just invested in that. So I think every creator,
Yeah.
this is, I always tell create because I've met both Nigerians and from other, I mean, other countries. I always
Mm.
advise them that now that you're making big money,
Yeah.
the best thing is start investing. Even if you don't have anything in mind currently, just put it in mutual funds.
Yeah.
Some they do monthly, some do quarterly, some do yearly and all that. Just invest in these stuffs. This will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Now, just to quickly buttress your point, there's actually a friend of mine, maybe hopefully by God, we'll bring him maybe by next month during our May edition live session. Actually, does all these things. I think there's one of his clients that actually invested about 50 million. And from what he told me, the guy, he doesn't want, there's high risk, there's low risk. The guy said
Yeah,
he want low risk. He doesn't want them to happen to his money. He doesn't want high risk investment mutual fund.
yeah,
And he's getting at least 20,000 daily drops in his account.
exactly.
20,000 daily drops in his account. So for all of us creators watching this thing, this is another medium of investment. Now, for me as a business person, business strategist, and also a coach in this section, there are also other various ways. As we say, caveat put, please. We are giving this information just to enlighten you. Before you invest your money, seek consult a specialist in this field.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
a general knowledge, so we have to put that caveat there. So you seek a consultant that can actually tell you how this thing works. So I think that's for that. So basically, you can invest in real estate. There are shares there, there are mutual funds, there are gold, there are other things you can actually invest in. Because this money, sometimes one thing I tell people, there's something I read about Femi Otedolas in his book, Making It Big. I don't know if you have read that. He said, don't invest your money into what you cannot walk away from. Because
Hmm.
there will come a time whereby that thing, if you can't walk away from it and it slows down, or maybe it's no longer paying, it now become a frustration. So
Exactly.
most of the time, I always tell people this. So don't just now. Thank God the money is coming. I see a lot of content creators just like us that want to go into this thing, which is good. But as you begin to earn some level of income, there's a story I want to quickly share. This landmark story. I don't know if you heard about it. He said something. He said when he was going, his mom used to tell him that put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket closely. And when after his experience with landmark experience, he now said no. He went back to go and tell him, but mommy, that advice, don't you think is now outdated? Look at what happened to me. So now he now said that what he now decided to do is to put all his eggs in different baskets
Different
and watch
baskets
them very closely. Now,
closely.
thank you very much, sir, for that. All right. Now, very quickly, I will take this one or two questions before I allow our audience to quickly talk. Now, sir, now for you as a content creator, now I know that you have established the areas you also invest in. But if you are to advise, I know you've talked about mutual funds. Apart from mutual fund, because most of your community are here, they've established the fact that mutual fund is key. Now, which other sector do you think you've also tried? Because we want to also see how we can help these creators and help the intrapreneurs. So I can also see other ways they can also invest their money. Because mutual fund is one side that is established. Which other thing, one or two things? Just give us one or two other.
Okay. Now, when it comes to other spaces, you can invest. You need to now look into like creating online, like online. Will I call it online? Okay, let me call it online investment.
Okay.
Now, online investment that I mean is like creating resources. I've talked about visibility much earlier, but creating valuable resources online, you can invest in that. And those one are low, they are like low entry, you don't need too much capital. Okay, let me
Okay.
give you an example. Like
Yeah.
as a professional, I have this family friend.
Okay.
She's a certified is it chartered accountant, yeah, chartered accountant or something like that.
Okay.
So she's a chartered accountant,
Mm.
and she's doing well in her field. So but I told her that I know you are working for an organization,
Yeah.
but don't you think like in the next 5 or 10 years you might need to have yours?
Yeah.
You understand? So now the problem there is that everything boils down to your mindset or your will to implement. You don't
Yeah.
need to, like me personally, the kind of person I don't wait till the problem comes before I take
Yeah.
actions, because sometimes it's almost too late. So
Yeah.
I now advise her that look at what you can be doing. You can be
Mm.
doing consulting,
Mm.
you can be writing articles, you can be making short videos
Mm.
online. And the good thing about social media is that when people know you for a particular thing,
Yeah.
before you know it, we gain momentum
Yeah.
and you start seeing people reaching out to you. And it might get to a point where you might even decide to stop your 9 to 5 and focus on what is coming ahead. So, me personally, when it comes to online, invest in, like, you can create a course. Like I said, you can create a course, you can create consulting. Like me as a creator now, apart from my content creating, I
Yeah.
do consulting.
Okay.
And for, like, let me say, for the past 2 years, have gotten like over 200 creators
Mm.
from different parts of the world
Yeah.
that have reached out to me for either for consulting or just consulting or my
Yeah. Get up.
service,
Yeah. Yeah.
apart from what platforms are paying me.
Yeah.
So you understand? So if you want to do that part of investing, apart from mutual, the other option is investing in I mean, like, selling your knowledge,
Knowledge. Okay.
what you
Go.
know,
Yeah.
sell your knowledge. Now, if you ask someone like me, like, I'm the old school type,
Yeah.
with my experience, like, I'm a software
Yeah.
developer and I've been developer for almost 2 years.
Mm.
So I built this app, and I
Mm.
know if I want to build, like, what formed my decision was that I know that if I build a app for individuals, for retail or something like that,
Yeah.
I might not make much. People
Much.
might
Yeah.
not be interested because some of the apps that are built are like
Mm.
futuristic.
Yeah.
Imagine me building a platform that can track what they call it, inventories from one location to the other. I have something
Mm.
like that like about 15 years ago.
Mm.
But the problem with the problem it had back then was that there was no stable internet to run that application.
Location.
It was working, but when I meet, I mean, prospects, and they'll
Yeah.
say maybe if they want to try, they'll say it's not working because of no
Mm.
internet. So
Yeah.
that technology that I built back then was way before its time.
Yeah.
But now that we have 5G everywhere, this is
Mm.
just like the booming season of
Yeah.
what I built like about 15 years ago. So another thing is, like, will be futuristic, like with the AI technology, you can use it to build a lot of things, create, like, even if you can't, if you can't even come out on the camera, because I've seen people doing it, other creators doing it, you can create
Yeah.
an avatar.
Yeah.
Create an avatar, create a page either on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Start making content. I mean, not making content, draft what you want to say, then you give it to your avatar, and it will spell it out. That's another strategy, because I have this lady that I always talk about. If you are a regular person on my life, there's this
Yeah.
particular channel on YouTube. I
Mm.
think Zeno Studio or something like that. One lady like that. That lady, nobody have seen her, but we hear
Mm.
her voice
Yeah.
and her avatar. And she has, like, her followers are growing massively. I think she has like over 100,000 subscribers currently, and she's
Mm.
getting thousands of views regular. So invest, apart from mutual fund, invest in your presence on the internet.
Very well, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now, for most content creators like us watching this program live, Mr. Tech Informant just said, I know many of us content creators were actually specialists. I know we've done 9 to 5 before we came into the industry, and we have a specialized knowledge. So this, and also for intrapreneurs, also you can also begin to look at the area you can actually begin to what monetize your knowledge. monetize your knowledge and start small. Thank you, sir. Now, before we take questions from our audience, please, if you have any questions, you can drop your questions in the comment section so that Tech Informant can answer your question live. Before the questions start coming in, sir, let me quickly answer this one. Now,
Okay.
what would you advise someone starting afresh in this 21st century now? What will you advise the person on the kind of income generation streams he or she can start? You have actually itemized the area of which is the online presence, which is we have also talked about the mutual fund, we should also talk about the shares and what have you. Now, what I'm trying to say is, what are the mindsets the person should have trying to start now? Considering because they know the place is noisy now. There are a lot of people, creators online. So what kind of mindset should the person have coming to this thing? Because this well, which year will I break through? There are so many people on this stage. So many. So what is your advice? What kind of mindset should they have? Now, sir, please,
Okay.
before you answer that question, sir, please, sir, please, in case you are watching this live session, please, this is Tech Informant. If you are getting value from it, please do well to hit the subscribe button on Tech Informant platform. This is one of my coach that actually helped me in growing this platform. So please, if you are getting value, just hit the subscribe button on his platform now and just do us that favor. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Okay. So the mindset, I think when it comes, like in my own opinion,
Yes, sir.
like globally,
Yes, sir.
like this mindset, you must fall under the category of the like 1% of the 1%
Hmm.
of this world to have this kind of mindset. Imagine someone doing 9 to 5, still having a spare time creating content.
Yeah.
Like the lady that was my guest in my last live stream,
Hmm.
build a with AI that,
Yeah.
I mean, they are raking millions of views every month.
Yeah.
That lady, she's into 9 to 5.
Wonderful.
And the interesting thing there is that she is working with her husband, that's her spouse. They
Hmm.
work hand in hand because I mean, they have shared how they do their thing.
Yeah.
So the mindset you need to have if you want to dive into this is that you should see it as like, unless you have an option,
Yes.
unless maybe you have Dangote as an
Okay.
uncle,
Yes.
or you have him as a big a father. So,
Yeah.
but if you know that you are working behind, I mean, you are working behind schedule, or behind,
Yeah.
you have some one or two and disadvantage, the best thing to do is that whatever thing you plan to do, you just go straight to it. You
Okay.
understand? Go straight to it. You don't need
Hmm.
to think it twice. Like I
Hmm.
said, you don't need to invest so much, because I know the greatest fear of most creators is like, um, if I spend all this amount, if I spend this much, will
Yeah.
I go back?
Yeah.
Now, let me give you an example. Let me use myself as an example. It took
Yes.
me like about 8 years to get to where I am today. I know I'm not saying I'm not the richest man. No.
Of
I'm not a
course.
billionaire. I'm still
Of
I'm
course.
still like an
Of
average
course.
Nigerian.
Yeah.
So I'm not a billionaire. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm more financially stable
Yes.
than when I was like about I mean 8 or 10 years ago.
Hmm.
So the mindset I had back then was that now, you know, in our economy, our naira,
Yes.
it first like a NEPA grid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time the naira will collapse, you hear that naira collapse, and you know when naira wants to fall, if that the percentage is like three
Aye.
triple digits.
Yeah.
So you get the point. So it gets to a point in my life, and I started thinking, how can I start earning in
Hmm.
dollars? Because at least if I can be earning in a currency that is stable,
Yeah.
at least my wealth will also be stable.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes.
it took me almost 2 years to figure this out. So, and immediately I figured that out, you know, I started seeing reasonable progress. So now, if you are coming from a family, let me just say you are coming from a background that maybe, I mean, no one has earned. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that earning in dollars is a big deal. I know
Yeah.
there are people that are earning in naira that are multi-billionaire. They have not even seen dollar before, but they are multi. I'm not. I mean, I know our audience is not meant for those kind of people. We are talking
Yeah.
about people that want to, want to grow multiple streams.
Yeah.
So if you're not already earning in dollars, I think you should see it as a priority,
Yeah.
like doing something that people from other parts of the world will pay you for.
Yeah.
Now, apart from content creating, we have other platforms that you can do some little gigs, like
Yeah.
um, we have the this thing, Fiverr. We have
Yes.
Fiverr, we have Upwork, we have some other platforms that you can, you can still, when if you know you are well skilled, you
Yeah.
can make money from those platforms. But I think the easiest way to earn in dollars is um, earning through, I mean, content creating
Mm.
currently. So the mindset is don't look back.
Yes.
Let it be a challenge. Like if you are coming from a background that maybe in your lineage, someone has not earned in dollars before, just take it as a challenge that let me be the
Yeah.
first person to earn in dollars in
Yes.
my lineage. I think that should be a challenge.
Challenge.
You understand?
Thank you very much,
So
sir. So, yes, sir. So the mindset is just believe that you can do it. Just take a step, and that
indeed,
step will actually take you to places. You know, one of the things I've also believed, all you have said, just to summarize what you have said, is you don't know how far you can go, not until you start. You don't know how far you can go, not
exactly.
until you start. All right, thank you. So we have questions here, sir. Now, this is a I think if I'm correct with your name, Yela Studio. How do
Okay,
you
I can
know
see
the
it here.
kind? How do you know the kind? How do you know the kind of content to create that will interest people or get them engaged?
Okay, how do you know the kind of content to
Yes.
create that will
Yeah.
interest people
That's-
to engage?
Yes.
Now, one thing you need to understand is that when you're creating content and you want to grow fast,
Yeah.
you need to, make content, I mean, make content on trending topics.
Mm.
You should look out for what is making wave in your, like in your industry,
Industry.
or like we call it in niche, niche in the
Mm.
content creating sector. So you need to look out for what you see. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to find out what is trending, or what is trending in your industry. But the problem there is that even though if you want to make content in trending topics, can you deliver it the way it will interest people? So that is where the challenge comes in.
Mm.
You understand? That's where the challenge comes in. If you ask me now, maybe if you ask me in one industry or the other, I can tell you, if you make content, you just go on YouTube, just search for whatever you can just see the trending topics.
Upset.
Then you
All right.
can make your content. But now where the challenge is how do you package it?
Mm.
Because you can't compare you can't compare the snack, the meat pie you buy at the bus
Yeah.
stop, and compare
Yes.
it to the one you buy in is it ShopRite or Mega
Chop right.
Chicken, any big
Sweet
fast food
sensation.
sweet sensation. You can't compare
Yeah.
the two. The one at the bus stop might be more delicious,
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
sweet sensation, but because the packaging is poor,
That's true.
people might not value it as
Mm.
much. They would prefer to go to a well packaged space
Yeah.
and buy it. So that's why, like, if you want to be a creator, like what you said, what and content that you create that will interest people, if you can deliver it very well. And now, if let's say, for example, if you are making educational content, there's another
Mm.
thing you need to consider. You need to make your content entertaining.
Mm.
You get the point. So just like, for example, if I'm looking for how to make let me say how to make pap, this pap
Yes.
drink now, how to make
Yeah.
it. If I go to ChatGPT, I think it will give me a clearer
Yeah.
direction on how I can make it. But imagine that you as a creator, you now make a video,
Yeah.
make it in a very interesting way. Look at how you make pap. Look at how I go to the market. This one,
Yeah.
add all those sweet, sweet stuff that will keep people engaged. And you make a video on that, you will get a lot of views. And you see, even people that are not interested, who are not interested in that, that topic, they will even like to watch based on that. Even when you are trying to make the pap, you added some other features
The
and other
spices. Yeah.
scenes. Yeah, exactly. So you gain people's attention, and that's how people build their personal brand on social media.
Social media.
When
Yeah.
people who are not even interested in what you are doing, when they start being interested in your personality, then you are made.
Thank
So
you very
that's
much.
it.
Now let me take with this other question from my end. I don't know if you have a question from your end there. If you can say now this one says Smart Speed says, what are the best niches in YouTube we can use as a content creators? What are the best niches on YouTube that you can actually use as a content creator?
Okay, now I think that is not that is not the correct question to ask, by the
Mm.
way, because when you talk of the best niches,
Yeah.
there's no niche that you say is the best per
Yeah.
se. You might say, okay, there is this high paying niches. There are some niches, like when you make videos in these niches, they will pay you more. With small views, you can still make a good, make good money. But there are some
Yeah.
niches you need to get a lot of views before you start making money. So
Yeah, that's
talking
true.
about best niches, there's nothing like best niches. So you see from, you look at it from this perspective, like what what do you what do you know, what can you
Mm.
deliver?
Yeah.
You understand? What can you deliver? Okay, if you are, let me say you are a financial, you make content on personal finance,
Yeah.
you can't start thinking of how to make skits.
Yeah.
As you are now
Yeah.
you are a business person, you're an entrepreneur, everything about you is entrepreneur. So if I
Yeah.
tell you now that the best niche is comedy skits, will you not
Yeah.
leave what you're doing on your channel and start making
You're
comedy?
going to do that. Of course, not possible. Yeah.
It will. So what's your target will be how to
Okay.
polish what you are
Yeah.
doing on your channel. So the best niche is not as per se the right question, but what do you have to, what is the skill you have,
Yeah.
and how do you improve and make it better so that people will enjoy what you are doing.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
Then I
you.
think
Yes.
there's another question okay.
All right.
So I see this question from, okay, what should I do if my content does not attract audience? And okay, what should I do if my content doesn't attract audience?
Yeah.
Okay, now the first one, when it comes to YouTube, there are many ways to check, if your channel is performing very well.
Okay.
We have the impression, we have the click-through rate, then we have the audience retention. So with these three metrics, if your videos are not doing well in these three segments, I know one good thing about YouTube. I don't know much about other platforms, but when
Yeah.
it comes to YouTube have in-depth. Their analytics is well. Is very, very deep. That
Yes.
when you are making content on YouTube, you can know why your channel is not going well, or why it's going well, or why things are not going. Where something went wrong. So
Yes.
now, when it comes your impression, the click-through rate, and the audience retention. So let me just quickly run through it.
Not true. Yeah.
I know this is not a YouTube masterclass, but let me just
Yes.
quickly
Thank you.
go through it. Okay, now when it comes to impressions
Mm.
is the number of times that YouTube shows your videos to to
Yeah.
people on their app. You
Mm.
understand? So when the impression, when you have a lot of impressions, that suggests that YouTube is recommending your videos very well.
Yeah.
And that shows that YouTube is interested in that particular video.
Content. Okay.
You understand? Then, but something might go wrong. Maybe YouTube might be interested. Maybe, let's say, for example, you make a video on a trending topic, and YouTube notice that people are watching other videos on this topic, very well.
Okay.
People are engaging
Yes.
in this particular video. I
Yeah.
mean, the topic that you just made video on.
Yeah.
YouTube, with that, excitement, we start recommending that video very fast.
Yeah.
So that's why you see in some channels, you just see that one video will just
Go
surge
viral.
and
Yeah.
go viral, while some will just remain like that.
Yeah.
So when you make video on a trending topic and YouTube pushes it, where things can go wrong is when the click-through rate goes down.
Hmm.
Like, for example, YouTube starts recommending your videos that, okay, this video is on this trending topic. Let me show it to all these people. And
Yeah.
and the algorithm now discovers that people are not clicking to watch
Watch it.
that video that YouTube is recommending. It's just a matter of time. You start seeing that video. No, but I mean, you won't get much views as expected.
Yeah.
You get the point. Then, when it comes to retention, let's say you make a video on a particular topic that YouTube sees that, I mean, it seems that is interesting, and YouTube
Yeah.
is recommending the videos.
Videos,
And
yeah.
at some point, YouTube also discovered that people are clicking to watch that video. And that means the click-through rate, that the second metric is performing very well. Then when it gets to a point where the audience retention starts
Yes.
start going down, that will suggest to YouTube that, okay, you make a video on a viral topic and we're trying to push it, and people are clicking to watch the video, but surprisingly, people are not engaging.
Yeah.
So that could also affect your videos not to perform very well. So, and sometimes it might not be that, when it comes to engagement, it depends on how you package your videos, like how you make your videos, the
Yeah.
editing, the video
Yeah.
quality, the audio, and all that. Those things are very, very important. Okay, just for example, like on my channel, you can see the quality
Of
of the
course.
video production. I'm not saying that
Of course.
everybody's video should be like this, but I'm just
Yeah.
using mine as an example.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, my quality wasn't like this like about 3 or even 2 years ago.
For it.
So it's just
Okay.
like every time we improve. So
Improving. Yeah.
now imagine if I'm on my channel now, I can stay just talking about something that I just want to see. You
Yeah.
see people coming by, watching,
Yeah.
like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 of persons will watch a video that I just uploaded,
Yeah.
and you see them engaging.
Yeah.
So this shows a lot. And most times I'm not in that category of making viral videos. I mean, not viral video, trending videos. Like if
Mm.
something is trending, you just make it.
Yes.
How to do
Yes.
this one faster? I don't do that because I know I'm dealing with matured audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So
That's true.
sometimes it's not all everything is not all about virality,
Mm.
because I see some creators, they get viral. I mean, their videos go viral, but they are broke.
Yeah.
They are broke. So, but the major thing is that when you see YouTube, when you see YouTube or social media as a tool, when you
Yes.
make videos, even though if your community is very small, but you
Yeah.
are seeing people finding interest, and even maybe people are patronizing you, because sometimes, like on my channel, I remember there was one particular creator. He just scheduled a one-on-one. He just wanted to just talk to me. I
Mm.
asked him, okay, when you schedule, I will tell you that if there's anything that you will
Yes.
need for, so that I can prepare myself for the
So,
meeting.
yes. Yes.
The person didn't drop anything. Then when we met, he just want
Meet
to
you face
speak
to
with me.
face.
Just
Uh,
just like that too. So there are people like that. And when you grow to that level,
yeah.
just count yourself that you are blessed.
Yes.
Because that's why I don't joke with I know where there are many, but I don't joke with them. I value
That's
them,
true.
because some of them, even maybe when I even make some topics that are not interesting, you still see them watching it,
Watching.
and they
Yeah.
won't drop it, and they will also find value in it.
Yeah.
So you understand. So the major thing is that, just improving your editing. Audio is very important, and it's not
Okay.
like you should do so much. Okay, now
Yeah.
coming to that engagement, I just sorry, I know I'm taking longer time, but let me just add this as well.
No problem.
There's
Go ahead.
this there's one video I did some time ago. Like I think that should be sometime. I mean, it's been a while. So this video, I made a video. I wanted to. I think I escorted. I followed a young, very young friend
Yeah.
to Ikeja in Lagos to I mean Computer Village to buy a laptop.
Okay.
So the video was all about laptop, how to buy an affordable laptop at Ikeja. So, but the funny thing, when I checked on the metric of, I think that video is used currently.
Mm.
So on the metrics of that video, very few talked about laptop. They were asking me about something that happened in that video that has
Mm.
nothing to do with laptops.
After. Yes.
You see that engagement?
That's,
I was
yes.
making video about laptop, but something, it was like a vlog.
Well, yes.
We were just passing through where I
Yes.
was driving through the Lagos street.
Yeah.
But something happened. If you check the comments, you see that people were talking about a particular scene in that
Yeah.
video that has nothing to do. So that's why sometimes I do say when you want to make content, sometimes you try different formats,
Okay.
indoor, outdoor, try, and you'll be surprised when a particular one click, you just stick to that one and it will work for a very long time.
Thank you very, very much. As we begin to wrap up, now, in case you are getting value from this session, this is True Lessons in Motion podcast. I'm your host, Michael Abai, and you have been listening. We are featuring today Tech Informant. I want to thank you very much, sir, for coming on board. Thank you very much, sir. Please, if you are getting value, please do well to hit the subscribe button on Tech Informant's corner. If you are getting value, please do well to hit the subscribe button. Let's grow my Oga channels more and more bigger, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now, one last word from you before we release you, sir. Now, sir, what is your advice for upcoming creators and for creators already in the industry on how they can actually leverage on what we have shared so far from your own experience? What is your advice? If you have to advise them, what is your advice, sir?
Okay. So as a creator, I know that every platform, everything
Yes, sir.
like there's a time, the time to grow and the time to relax. So everything has a season. So wherever you find yourself, if you are still an upcoming creator, just know that you are in the season of investing. You are
Yeah,
paying the sacrifice, you are sowing this.
yeah, yes,
To some, it might just take it could be a matter of weeks. To some,
yeah,
it could be a matter of months. To some, it might even take a couple of years. Like in my
mm,
own case, I went through it in a hard way. It took me like
mm,
up to 2 3 years to start seeing reasonable growth on the I mean regarding content creating. So what I would suggest that everybody has his phase, and then if you're already in that you're already there,
yeah,
you are big.
mm,
Just know that anything you are doing, also plan for the future.
mm,
Plan for the future is very, very important. Like what we have discussed, invest in other things
yeah,
apart from acquiring, like I said earlier, some people they are trying to know about how to create multiple streams of income. So,
yes,
but even when they create it, at the same time, you discover that there's no difference because
yeah,
as they are creating multiple streams of income, so also they are creating multiple streams of expenses.
of
You
course.
understand? So when you add and you are deducting at the same rate,
Yeah,
the difference won't be there. So we need to focus more on
mm,
investing. And again, let me bring it. I know some of us, some creators, like with this YouTube issue,
yeah,
they have had this demonetization
yeah,
challenge
yeah,
recently. That's not the end of the world. Like the video I'll be uploading in the
yeah,
coming days, I'll be making reference to this because I know many people like It's just like every day
Mm.
I normally get one or two messages, people reaching out to me that their channel was demonetized. Even before we went live, I just
Yeah.
got a message on Instagram. Someone just reached out to me that YouTube terminated her channel.
Mm.
So
Mm.
everybody has their face, but any face that you find yourself, just
Yeah.
make sure that you make sure that you prepare yourself for the best, and also at the same time have have that have that mind that anything can also go wrong. Then finally,
All right.
if you're a Nigerian creator
Yes.
and you have started getting some little money, I would
Yes.
suggest that you invest in power. You know what just happened now, just it was one of the things I wanted to share, but we went beyond that. So
Is it
invest in power. I think
very, very important?
the
Mm.
first I think the first $1,000 that I earned on YouTube,
Yeah.
I used it to
Yes.
set up my system. Like, let
Okay.
me just share one experience I had. I remember back
Okay.
then, that should be 20, I don't know what year exactly.
Yeah.
So our training that I normally do around 6 p.m.,
Mm.
7 p.m. So I
Mm.
did this stuff for like for I think for 1 week training. So
Yes.
I normally have some appointments
Mm.
during the day. So this
Yeah.
particular day, I was still on the road around 5 p.m. and the
Mm.
meeting, the online class is around 6 p.m. So when I got back, I started the generator. Generator didn't. I think the generator didn't respond. I called the mechanic to come and do this.
Okay.
He do pam 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 pam
Mm.
pam do this one. Okay, the generator started working. We now discovered that there was no fuel. I have
Mm.
to beg a neighbor to go and help me run because I can't go
Okay.
to the
Not,
person took bike. When they got
yes.
there, they say they are having issues. I think there was a
Is-
queue back then.
Okay.
So, I mean, by the time I was able to do the whole setup,
Set up.
I was overwhelmed.
Well,
I was
yes.
overwhelmed. So that since then, I started having this thought that I won't continue doing this thing. And
Yeah.
currently, as you are seeing me now, for the past 4 years,
Mm.
I've not, I've not, I mean, gotten like I've not on a generator
Mm.
like for in the past 4 years. And this has been saving me a lot. And sometimes, if you watch my videos, you see that sometimes even in the middle of the night, I'll just make video. And at the
Yeah.
time I just come up, I'll start making something online. So
Yeah.
if you're a creator, if you find, don't depend on government to, well, today is not for government, but don't
Yeah.
depend on government. So all this thing is still part of the investments,
Of course. You need
when you
to.
start making reasonable money, just fine if it is this inverter generator. I don't know what they call it.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can just
Yes.
start. You can start small. You might not. You don't maybe
Yeah.
as you start, you don't need the multi-million setup.
Yes.
You
Of
can just
course.
buy the one of 200 or 300K, just to make your enterprise steady.
Looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
So
very, very much, sir. In case you are joining us, well, no, for those of you watching us from outside the country, I want to say thank you very much for watching us. And that in Nigeria, sometimes we have what is called power issues, and this is one of the things we do experience. But our power will soon come up. But meanwhile, sir, I want to thank you very much for coming on board. I think we really got value from this. Please, if you are getting value, please just type value in the comment section. I want to thank you. Please, this is True Lessons in Motion podcast, and this channel is all about building businesses, entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs that can actually also create wealth. So if you are actually thinking of starting businesses, running business, scaling your business, and also how to create wealth, you can also reach out to us through info@michael.com. Info@michaelabayin.com. We'll put it in the comment section. Info@michaelabayin.com. And please, if you are getting value from this, please do well to hit the subscribe button of Tech Informant so that we can do him that favor to just say thank you for coming on board to today's episode. Once again, sir, I want to thank you very much for coming. And for all our audience, please, the takeaway home for today is start small and grow big. No matter the level you start with, What you start with is not what matters. What matters is your consistency. And as you start, you don't know how far you can grow, not until you start. So just start. And that is how you can actually scale and grow in the process. Once again, sir, I want to thank you very much for coming. Thank you, sir, Mr. Tech Informant. We really appreciate your time. Thank you, sir. We're really grateful, sir. Thank you very much. Please, let's
My
say thank you
pleasure.
to our Oga. Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you, sir. And this is True Lessons Emotion Podcast. Never forget, no one lives long enough to make all the mistakes. We learn from those ahead. Thank you very much, sir. And see you in the next episode. Thank you. And God bless you, sir.